But I do agree, look, in some cases, our government, it's not a matter of putting more money in or taking money out. It's a matter of structure and reorganizing so we can deliver better education, so we can deliver better health care. But right now, many of these systems that have been created over time, it's time to review them. And lastly, I'll say this real quickly, is you're seeing a pushback about funds and grants. There should be a pushback. You and I should have that debate whether a grant, for Guatemalan sex change is worthy or not. I would love to have that debate, but we should never debate whether the grant should be, one, accountable and transparent. And so when we don't know the money, where the money is going, that's a problem. And on that basis, it should be bipartisan. Let's have transparency and figure out where the money's going.
Maxine, you don't have a happy look on your face right now, but I do know you as a warrior in terms of wanting to have the debate. Are you open, and is the Democratic caucus open to reviewing what the DOE or any agency does and making the case for more or less?
Well, let me say this. First of all, we have to be clear about what the Department of Education does and what does not do. First of all, the local communities, the states, the counties, the cities have the oversight and the operational responsibility for education. So it is localized. So why are they going after it? The Department of Education basically has a responsibility for student loans and something to deal with supplying Title I funds, that's supplying funds to those communities where you have little support from the revenue, little support from the overall community, because they're poor communities. You have families that are working every day, many of them minimum wage. They don't have time to put into the children what maybe richer families who have childcare and all of that. So Title I is what they're really after. They want to get rid of Title I with all of the money that goes to, and this is urban and rural. And the rural community.
Yeah, but Maxine,
yes.
That's
we have
really
the opportunity.
not the case, Maxine.
You got Ryan right here. So Ryan, Title I, just for people at home, real quick. When you have a population where it's about at 40%, where they can't pay a certain amount, there's a threshold amount, that's when the federal grants come in to help localities deal with educating that population, and then states would have to make up that money if you got rid of the DOE giving those funds. Are you against Title I?
No, there's a lot of programs that make a difference that we need to protect, but it's also how you administer the execution of it. Isn't it better a lot of times to have a block grant and give it to the state? Who knows? I mean, I love Maxine, but you've never been to Whitefish, Montana, or a reservation, and I can tell you, they know how to distribute education dollars, and sometimes these dollars from the federal government come with catches. You have to do this, but they don't pay for it all. So at the end of the day, what I'm sure Maxine and I both appreciate is we want great education in this country. I think, do we need the Department of Education to do it? I think you could probably have the states more involved with it and spend less money up front in the headquarters, more money on the front line.
Let me tell you,
Maxine,
about the history of the states. When we leave it up to the states for something like Title I, oftentimes the poorest people, minorities, do not get treated fairly. Historically, we had to do everything that we could possibly do to get children educated who were discriminated against, communities that didn't want them, local communities who differ in the way that they deal with certain populations.
But Maxine, Ryan said programs like Titles I, VI, and IX, which is poverty, which is race, and which is gender, that those policies against discrimination are things that shouldn't get thrown out outside the hyperbole of get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah, but he never said he supported Title I. He didn't say he supported Title I.
Of course
Ryan,
I do.
do you support Title I, VI, and IX?
There are communities that need help. But who is best to deliver the care? Is it a federal government, one size all, or you want to give some ability to innovate on the front line?
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.